Good morning. This is Spilling the Beans in Colombia. We are out bright and early this morning in the coffee lands around Armenia, in the heart of Eje Cafetero, one of the oldest and most traditional coffee regions in Colombia. Colombia started growing coffee way back in the 18th century, and it has for years been the biggest producer of mild-washed Arabica coffee, which is the premium beans used in most of the specialty and gourmet blends across the world. From around 2008 and 2009, Colombia entered a huge local crisis because of climate change more than anything else that caused a series of pests, from what is called the rust disease to the broca, a little insect that eats the beans. And literally for almost 5 years, the Colombian coffee production was cut between 30 and 40 and even up to 50% in some years. And we had some of the lowest and smallest crops in Colombia in history. That means modern history, since we started recording data on coffee back in the 1950s and 60s. Today, Colombia has done, thanks to the work and agronomist extension work by the Colombian Coffee Federation, an extraordinary effort, renovating thousands and thousands of hectares of coffee land all over Colombia. And this is one of the reasons where we see the effects of that. And what is interesting is that thanks to that, right now and in this current crop cycle that is ending 2013-14 and ahead of the flowering that is just starting for 2014-15, Colombia is the only country in the world which is actually not suffering from any adverse effects of coffee because they now actually have a lot of resistant varieties, better yielding varieties, and the producers, by having farms that are younger, they're also much more stronger on the plant level to sustain all kind of adverse effects from climate. So we're just going to take a little bit of a look on the coffee. For example, we can see here the flowering, which has just started last week, where it was all totally white. It looks like it's snow-capped. And that is the flowering that we hope will yield a lot of good crop and coffee cherries in the next season. We still have 8 months from that moment of flowering, with a lot of very delicate weather for the coffee to actually mature into coffee cherries. When the coffee cherries mature, then we will see some beautiful red cherries, which are absolutely delicious, like these ones here. This is how a perfect coffee cherry should look. Bright, red, beautiful size, and they're so delicious. Here are the two beans. And the coffee cherries, they have this beautiful, beautiful taste. It's naturally sweet, it's really beautiful, it's really delicious. And in another 8 months, we are gonna see these trees producing a new crop, and we will definitely have some good coffee in the market because of the renovation in Colombia.